So we have an old SGI power supply here, and it isn't quite turning on. So we're gonna figure out what's going on here. So let's take a look. So we're gonna just see if we have any power. Let's plug that into the ground, and we're gonna put that pin. And let's take this. We're gonna put it into the red pin, gray pin, and let's just plug it in and see if we get anything. Nothing. Nada. Okay. And we're gonna look online. Let's take a look. Found a basic pinout online yesterday, and it says that we should be able to plug let's see, it says I should plug pin 11 on the right hand side. I believe it's this one, yeah. Let's see if we have any colors here. It says that no. So pin 11 into the 5-volt standby. You know, I think we're just going to give it 5 volts. That's probably a bad idea. Let's see. I'm going to take that, leave that where it is. And let's see. Pin 11. Let's just count out these. And it should be, how are they doing this? Let's see if we have a little indicator here. He is saying, okay, he has it mounted top down, so flipped over, so this is left, and this is right according to their thing. So this would be pin 1 on the left, so we're going to go backwards. So we are going to say, let's mark this with a little bit of black. Okay, so we're going to call this one L, and this one is R, which is backwards. That's fine. And we are going to go pin, so this is 1, we need pin 11. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's just count it again just to verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, pin 11. Okay, pin 11. And we want to go into a 5-volt. So that should be pin 5 on this one. So we're going to call that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So according to this site, if we cross these two pins, we should get some type of power to the system. So let's get ourselves just a nice little jumper cable. Huzzah. Okay. And let's go from pin there. Oh, yeah, and then we go plug it in. So those two are plugged in. Do you have any power? Hey! It did something for a second. Alright, it's fun for a second, and then it told me to go fuck myself. Pardon my French here. So where's our ground? Do we have a ground pin? Alright, so our ground pin should be this first pin. And we should have some type of power on pin 5 and 6. Nothing. Unplug it again. Plug it in. Nada. Alright, so it does say that we should have a power good always high on pin 9, which should be 2 down from that one, so let's take a look at that. And we also might have these backwards, which is always the potential here. Okay, so we're plugged in. The fan did do something for a millisecond there. I saw it spin up. So we're going to unplug it from power. Let's give it a second to discharge all the components. That should be ground. Alright, let's see. Do we have plugged in? Hey, we got, it's on. Up, and it's off. Interesting. Alright, so we're gonna discharge that again. We're gonna unplug all these. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's give it a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Power. Okay. So we had power for a second there. So we're going to unplug it again. And I think that means that that is correct. Alright, so let's take a look. Let us check out. Is there a 12 volt rail on this one? So 12 volt positive should be this next one here. And a 0 rail should be this first one here. So let's plug it in and see if we get anything. We have fan. Not seeing anything. Hey, why is it staying on? That's interesting. Alright, so we're getting 12 volts. And power supply came on. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So the power supply came on. So that's good and bad, because I guess that means it's not power supply's dead. but maybe a connector inside the computer. Is it going to... It's probably going to die as soon as I take the load out of this thing, because it says I need a load on the system in order for it to boot, or for it to start. So, I guess it's nice that this thing turned on. So power good is going to be on 9, which should be 2 down from here. So if I take this out, it's going to die. 1, 2. So this should be negative 12. Alright, so what is that signal? That's a solid 5 volts. Okay. So 2 down from that should be 3.5 volts. That is 3.5 volts. Well, good howdy. It turned on. Now I gotta figure out what is going on. It could be a faulty... What could it be? It could be a faulty cable. It could be a faulty power cord. It could be a plethora of other things. So let's see. Let's unplug it and plug it back in and see what happens. So we're gonna put this back to this. Put this back to where we had it, which was where? Which was 1 down from here. All right, so that's our 12-volt signal. It's a nice signal. It's pretty solid. Doesn't look like it's fluctuating very much. All right, and we are going to. Let's see if we unplug this. What happens? All right, we died. We killed it. Right? Does this turn it back on? It doesn't turn it back on. That's interesting. Let's unplug it for 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Plug. Power. On. Ah. Okay. So there's definitely a bad capacitor head in here somewhere. That is definitely a sign of a bad cap. Alright, so let's unplug it for 5. Let's give it a 5 count. I'll give it a 10 count. That's plugged in, that's plugged in. Okay. And here we go. Power. Give me some power. Yeah, okay. There's a bad capacitor inside this power supply. That is the problem. So we are going to get back to our day job for a little bit. And we will come back to this sucker later this afternoon. Thanks for checking it out. We'll talk in a bit.